Hello there everybody, so HeroicLegend here, and we are back in Fire Emblem Three Houses. Now, if you can see, there is our last support conversation right outside my door. And let's get to that. And yes, this episode is going to be another filler episode, I guess. If we're in anime. It's just talking and people. Probably going to be short. Might include the whole eating with classmates and such. Feeling cute, my potato suit.
Yes? Oh, it's you, Professor. I was certain it was Hubert coming to drag me back to my duties. Your Majesty, you must know your supreme talents are needed at present. Why not gaze at these documents instead of the sky?
She mocked him! Holy crap! She even did I would, you know, she made the face! She made the face. I did not expect that. Wait, I need to listen to that again. Hang on.
Your Majesty, you must know your supreme talents are needed at present. Why not gaze at these documents instead of the sky?
That sounds like Hubert.
Doesn't it? And the worst part is that he's always right, so I can't even argue with him. But that's enough about Hubert for the moment.
Let's talk about you.
While I have your attention, I'd like to thank you for your help in that last battle. As you well know, I'm perfectly capable of commanding the army by myself.
Oh, are you? I thought you were in a stalemate.
However, when you're around, it's somehow different. I'm not sure I can properly explain it. I suppose your perspective on the battlefield is simply sharper than mine. When you're devising tactics and tricks for us, it's almost as though you can read the enemy's mind.
Yes. Strange, isn't it?
There's no getting around it. Your talent for strategy far exceeds my own. I'm quite jealous, in all honesty. Is that a fact? Well, if you insist. I suppose a flower from another's field is always more beautiful. I'll admit, I think of you as rather detached. So to hear that you have emotions such as jealousy is something of a relief. Oh, but you are. Don't even try to argue. But I suppose I'm much the same. I've also distanced myself from the ordinary world. Friends. That word somehow doesn't seem adequate. Besides, we've been friends for a long time, you and I. By now, we're so much more than that, at least in my mind. You know, instead of Edelgard, you can call me just Elle, if you so please. That's what my parents and closest sisters used to call me when I was little. Now there's no one left who calls me Elle. But with you, well, I think I could allow it. In fact, it would mean a great deal to me. Why? Well, you have stood beside me and shared my burdens. As I said, you are much more than a friend. In truth, you are like family to me. I suppose that's why.
Alright. Edelgard is now locked down. So, let's remind ourselves. Hubert and Shamir are pretty much locked down. I think Bernie and Ferdinand are locked down. I need to lock down Linhardt with Marianne. Dorothea has first place in Kaspar's. Again, Ferdinand's pretty much safe. Kaspar's also first in Dorothea, but Linhardt's threatening that. Petra's gonna have some work to do, but she still needs to A+ with Ash. Felix has a long way to go. Ash doesn't have that long to go, but at least she's on top of his list. Oh, would you look at that? It's not bad for Lysithea either. Marianne has Linhardt on top. This is perfect. And I'm right beneath Linhardt. Oof. Again, it's gonna take some work with Eloise. Manuel is right there. That's good. And yep, same with there. Hubert's on top. Perfect. Yuritsa, who gives a damn. And I can't. Double check Hubert again. Yeah, okay. So for the most part, our shipping chart, even with the minor change, is doing well. Let's go around and start talking to people. Oh, jeez. Ah!
Hey!
Hey! Okay, go down here, talk to Petra.
Setting. The kingdom always is cold. I have hatred for the cold. Bridget is not cold. We have no cold spirit. Does the goddess of Fodlan give protection from the cold? I am wishing I knew how to ask her.
It's kind of cute.
Okay.
Greenhouse keeper. I'd like to do some gardening. Ooh. I will plant Southern Fodlan, Ortif, and Albania. We will cultivate using Pegasus blessings. Yeah. Oh, I saw that. Can't hide from me. Mixed fruit seeds. Now we have a random duder to talk to, and a fish to grab. Hello, sir.
May I say, General Ladislava is really popular among the citizens of the Empire. If I remember correctly, the Emperor herself has recognized her genius and made her a general. Despite her considerable talent, she never puts on airs. And she's beautiful, too. She's even known as the Scarlet Warrior.
Ah. I made that noise because there was a Wyvern rider called Scarlet in the previous thing.
Say now. Doesn't seem to be much unrest in the former Alliance territories, perhaps thanks to Count Burgley's strength. That said, General Randolph is the head of one of the branches of House Burgleys. It was once difficult for someone from a branch family to get ahead in life. But under Her Majesty, anyone who accomplishes great deeds during the war will see more success than they could have ever imagined.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. You may already know this, but the Kingdom and the Alliance were once a single entity. The leaders of the Alliance, House Regan, are actually a branch of the Blythed royal family. In a way, it's just a battle of the part of the Blythed family tree that rose in rebellion against the Empire.
Thank you for telling me that, Gatekeep. Anna has a quest for us. Alright.
Believe the Alliance is just gone. It's hard to believe. The merchants of Deirdre all have nerves of steel. I'm sure they'll be up and running again in no time. Hey!
Oop, more secret thingy? Alrighty.
Say now.
Do a quick loop inside. Go talk to favorite boy. Favorite boy.
Deirdre's fallen. The Alliance nobles have surrendered to the Empire.
Well, one of many.
We made it through with as few losses as possible. Not bad, all things considered. But I doubt it'll be so easy to deal with Fargus.
He's right. I don't think I'll be able to get away with just not killing anyone in later chapters.
The main body of the Imperial Army is moving to the western region of the former Alliance territory to attack the Kingdom. The time when victory or defeat will be decided between us and the Kingdom is close at hand.
If your sideburns say so.
Your next opponents will be the Kingdom's army and the Knights of Saros. Both fearsome foes. Put the mobility of my troops to good use, and let us protect the Kingdom's western battlefront. When this month has ended, I'll depart. I pray that you have good luck in battle.
Same to you, ma'am. Okay, citizen.
Randolph has a big appetite. It does a heart good to see him. And he's handsome too. Compared to him, Hubert is... Forget I said anything.
Yeah, I would be wise to do that, because the one who likes Hubert is right here.
You're too soft. I'm talking about Claude.
Oh.
Our Emperor mercilessly cuts down all those who stand in her way. But perhaps she is more tolerant of those who know their place.
I am not too soft, Shamir. This is why he gets sent out on so many missions.
What the?
Okay, take a quick left here. Well, a quick right here. Go now.
How about this?
It goes without saying, but Garreg Mach is the most important sacred place to the Church of Seiros. The Knights of Seiros will try to get this place back by any means necessary. I don't think they're going to stay in the kingdom capital forever. We should stay vigilant.
Keep going, and yep.
Let me see.
Hi there.
What?
What? King Demetria Fargus possesses superhuman strength. I heard he can lift a horse with a single hand. I wonder if it's true.
Huh. Oh, there's Bernie, and...
Can you help me?
Sure.
War isn't kind to you if you're a recluse. By the time you realize what's going on, you're already under attack. And if you're off by yourself, you can get killed with no one ever even finding out. Got me out of my room at least. That's good, right?
Bernie, I'd rather you not...
Let me
This.
Hey!
Hey there.
My father is holding Aryan Road secure. Our next battle will be there, against him, or in Ferdiad, which the king is protecting. You just worry about yourself.
Come now, Felix. You know I worry about you.
Hello.
My angriest son.
Finally, the kingdom. After that, we'll battle the church. I volunteered for monastery guard duty. It was more for my family than anything. But now, from the bottom of my heart, I want to see Her Majesty ruling this land. Even if it costs me my life, I will protect Garreg Mach.
You're a good man. You're a good man, Randolph. Quick, up to talk to Caspar and...
Did you meet my father in Deirdre? I guess he'll be responsible for controlling the Regan territory and maintaining popular support. Not really sure what all that means, though. You're probably right. I'll do my best.
That's my boy.
The majority is with us. This conflict will end soon. I am so moved by the Alliance Noble's decision. That is true nobility, acting in accordance with the people's needs and wishes. As war drags on, those living near the front lines inevitably get the worst of it. We will not see such a peaceful resolution in Fargus, I am afraid, as it is ruled by the royal family, not a council of nobles.
Well, hopefully things can go peacefully. Hopefully. Unless what Shamir said is a warning.
Professor.
Claude von Regan. What an interesting character. Underneath that compassionate exterior, he was always cold and calculating. Ordinary fools run headlong into combat without even considering the possibility of defeat. But to consider one's chances and to prepare for plans to go awry, that takes real intelligence. I have to say, I am impressed beyond words. I have a request for you.
Is that because you did something similar in a different timeline there, Hubert?
I am grateful. I have Claude to thank. Before the battle, he considered my precarious position and told me it wouldn't matter if we fell to the Empire. So when you invited me, I accepted without hesitation. Ultimately, this ended without the Alliance being entirely consumed by this war. It's all thanks to Claude.
We're glad to have you here, Lysithia. Alright, talking to...
The worst part about going into battle is knowing you might have a friend fighting for the other side. You were a mercenary, Professor. Were you always prepared for that? Guess I need to learn. Won't make a very good mercenary otherwise, will I? Fighting old friends. There's nothing worse. My hands shake just thinking about it. I'm glad Claude didn't die. Does that make me soft?
No, it doesn't. It just means that... Meh.
How about this? They call Lord Rodrigue, who's defending Aryan Road, the Shield of Fargus. He used to be on friendly terms with Dimitri's father, the former king. There's no chance that he'll surrender to us.
Well, that's gonna be sad then. Quick grabbing this. And a secret thing. Well, got the thing. Oh, there she is.
I just wanted to help out my brother Randolph, so I aspire to be a soldier. My brother puts his life on the line to fight, so I'll put everything I have into it too. Eventually, the enemy will attack, and when they do, we'll defend this place to the bitter end.
I think. I've lived at Garrigmach Monastery for a few decades now. Still, the other day I got myself all turned around. There are so many secret rooms and hidden passages. Maybe I'll take the time to properly search the place. Care to join me? I expect it to take a whole day.
Probably will.
Hey, you know as well as I do the day's coming that we'll have to fight the Archbishop and her knights. We've got some strong fighters here, sure. But even with all our training, I don't know if we can win.
But we have a me.
I just don't see how any of us can compete with the Archbishop, say, turning into a monster. That's exactly what I was just saying. I've always appreciated how you listened to me.
You have to make sure. Okay, I think we've nabbed everyone around here. Oh, Yuritsa. Well, I know exactly where to go then. It's like we're still running. How you doing there, Death Knight?
Neither the Emperor nor the Empire have my allegiance.
Huh.
It is all simply part of the agreement. There is no other reason for me to be here.
How foreboding. Alright, Linhardt and Marianne are over here, so let's go quickly teleport to them.
Dear Goddess, I wonder, was there really no way to end it without fighting Claude? You're probably right. I suppose the only thing I can do for him now is pray that he may live the rest of his life in happiness.
He's still alive, Marianne. I didn't kill him.
Need something? This one? This one? You're all set. See you again soon.
Yes, you will. And take a dip outside over here.
Hey! Professor, I've been exploring the Holy Mausoleum. It's quite interesting in there. There is a mechanism I believe would allow us passage into the Holy Tomb, but I'm unclear on how to activate it. My research hasn't turned up much. It may come down to asking the Archbishop for details. Indeed. We'll see if it's worth the trouble.
It may be, it may not.
Maybe.
Okay, last spot. With a few more people to talk to, and then I can end the episode. Well, probably I'll turn in this quest first.
Professor, if the Alliance falls, then the Kingdom will... There's no time to waste. If we hesitate, we risk losing the initiative. I do think we should let the troops rest, though. We must maintain morale, Professor. And let's make sure this matter stays between us. If it gets out, I'll struggle to forgive even you. Thank you.
Like, I'd make this harder on you. Come on. Ah! Okay.
It seems Claude has disappeared. Do you suppose this means the end of House Regan? While the crest of von Regan is not terribly rare, the long lineage of the von Regan family will be broken. No. At the very least, I think not. There are other lesser crests to research. Yet I am a human first and a scholar second. For now, I grieve the fallen and pray for those still living.
And this is why I like the character so much. You tend not to get many people thinking like how all these characters think. That's why they feel more like characters to me. It's one of the problems that I had with Fates at times, where it really did feel like we were just bulleting past things that we should take a moment to breathe on. I probably talked about this a lot, and I will continue to talk about this as I go to the next person, but...
You must know this already. The former Fargus territory used to belong to the Empire. The Battle of Tailteam, where Nemesis was defeated, put Fargus under the Empire's control. Centuries later, a revolution sprung up in Fargus, and through the mediation of the Church, the kingdom gained independence. The ringleader of the revolt became the first king, Lug von Blaidd. The Blaithids, the royal family of Fargus, are directly descended from Lug, who was also known as the King of Lions. If you look at it from the point of view of the Empire, the kingdom is just a bunch of traitors.
But they treat a lot of things differently. Dorothea, actually, I've not... Did I talk to Dorothea? No, she's the one over there. Okay. Dorothea takes it very hard in other... she took it very hard during Blue Lion's playthrough when it came to taking down friends. And they treat... A lot of times in things that I've seen at least, it feels like they're not treating death properly. This happens in quite a few games and such, and you don't really feel the loss of a character except in like RPGs because, you know, the character's no longer there. In Dragon Quest, and for just in case you guys haven't seen Dragon Quest or in Dragon Quest 11, when that happened, I was in shock and I was upset. I really held my breath when I was playing again because I wanted to see how are you going to treat this, Square. Square does a decent job of showing the impact of a loss for characters, at least from my recollection. Pretty sure if I talk to Jamer about it, he'll inform me of Final Fantasy VII and such, and see. And I'm pretty sure we can both agree that Square does loss, or stories of loss, well. And I like how Fire Emblem has taken the time to make the story and the emotions going through everyone understandable, and not just that, but also make them relatable and easy for people to really see, like, yeah, no, I can see where they're coming from.
The Leicester Alliance is no more. 300 years of history, gone and done. They write operas about events like this, you know? I'm sure you'll be played by the most handsome actor of the time. Hearts will pound as he takes the stage. A diva will play 80. You'll fall madly in love, even if it isn't historically accurate.
That's a little cheeky to anyone who was planning on getting with Edelgard their first run through. And
appreciate it.
wait.
The merchants. Welcome.
Oh, thank the gods. Oh, damn it. I just realized I don't have the money to buy all this stuff. Or do I? Nope, I got nothing. Dang it.
Come back soon.
I will. You should totally give me a discount, Anna. It's not like you're part of my army or anything. Nah.
Nice job.
Nice job. Alright, so... But yeah. Final thoughts before I end the episode. I really love what Fire Emblem has done. At least what Fire Emblem Three Houses has done for showing the characterization they've done. It's very rare to find games where, like... For me, it feels like it's been becoming easier and easier to find games where characters are being treated correctly and like characters, rather than just, you know, hey, we're just gonna take you from freaking point A to point B and you're just gonna have to sit there and deal with it. What do you mean characters are gonna feel a certain way? Nah, they're not. Don't worry about it. I'm happy to see that it's different here. Ah, before I forget, I think, yeah, I never changed it. Did I? Ah, right, I kept that monster because I want to look like the Supreme one. Alright. But yeah, that's all for this episode. I want to thank you all for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, you know what to do. I much appreciate you to do. Until next video, I just want to say, laters.